Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. It is Friday night, and it's 7 o'clock p.m. here in California, and that means it's time for Synergy Theater Online. Synergy Theater performs all improvised plays in a variety of styles and genres. My name is Ken Adams, and I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and I am very happy to welcome you here tonight. Tonight, we are very proud to perform the Mating Game. Sit back and buckle in. You're going to love it. If you're watching us on YouTube, hello. If you're watching us on Facebook, hello. If you would like to interact with us tonight and offer us suggestions that we can use in our show, then you're going to have to go onto YouTube and log into your YouTube channel. Once you log into your YouTube channel, like Mike has done and Valerie has done and Dana has done, thank you all for being here, then you too can say hello. We'll say hello back. And when the time comes to offer suggestions, you can offer suggestions. So now it is my pleasure to welcome the rest of the cast of the Mating Game onto the screen. Let's say hello to everybody. Everybody come on and say hello.
Hi.
Oh.
We are ready for a fantastic show. And with that, I'm going to send all of the cast off screen with the exception of Arastu. And Arastu, I am going to turn the show over to you.
Thank you very much, Ken. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show. But before we get started, one of the great fun things about improvisation is that we get wonderful audience suggestions. So the suggestion I would like from you all this evening is, could you give us suggestions of professions? We'll have 3 contestants, and each one will have their own unique profession. So go ahead and type that into the chat, and I will choose who will have which one. And it could be, for example, profession could be maybe a horse trainer, or someone, maybe a librarian, for example. Or if you want to get a little wacky out there, you're free to do that. You know, maybe someone's an astronaut. So I see, oh, here we go. All right, they're coming in beautifully. And what I'm not going to call them out loud just yet. I'm going to surprise each of our contestants with their profession as well to make it more spontaneous. All right, I'm just going to wait for a few more to pop in, and then we'll start the show. Wow, these are wonderful. Very creative audience. Okay, great. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the Mating Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Mating Game, the game show where one lucky bachelor or bachelorette gets to choose a date from among 3 wonderful contestants. However, the bachelor or bachelorette cannot see the contestants. They must choose their date based on the sound of their voice and their answers to personal questions. Tonight, we have not 1, but 2 rounds for you, with 2 different bachelors or bachelorettes and 2 sets of contestants. And now, please welcome your host, Pat McGroin.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mating Game. I'm your host, Pat McGroin, and today we will have 1 lucky bachelor who will get to choose from 3 fantastic contestants. And without further ado, let's just jump right in. Can I please have contestant number 1, please come on the viewfinder. There you are, contestant number 1. Hello. Contestant number 1 is a tightrope walker from Las Vegas, Nevada. Tightrope walker from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you very much, contestant number 1. You look lovely. Love those frames.
Oh, thank you. You look lovely too.
Thank you. Oh, well. And can we please have contestant number 2 on board? All right, contestant number 2. Contestant number 2 is actually a psychic hailing from Reno, Nevada. Oh, we have 2 Nevada residents here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an interesting show. Oh, are you reading my mind, contestant number 2? Get out of there. You can read it later if you like. Oh. And last but definitely not least, contestant number 3. Contestant number 3 is an ice cream taster from Boise, Idaho. An ice cream taster from Boise, Idaho. Welcome, contestant number 3. Is there a particular flavor that you love?
My favorite is vanilla because
Vanilla, of course. The flavor that goes with anything. Thank you very much, contestant number 3. Say bye-bye. And the moment we've been waiting for, our lucky bachelor. Come on down. All right. Hello. Welcome, Brandon.
Hello, Pat. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, I'm really excited that you are here. And Brandon, you are a possum expert.
Yes, that's right. I am a possum expert because I love the habit possums have of playing dead. Whenever they can't deal with the world around them, they just pretend to be dead until everyone leaves them alone. I think that's brilliant.
Well, maybe I should take advice from the possum and try that sometime. What do you think about that, Brandon?
I think you make an awesome possum.
Thank you, Brandon. Brandon, why don't you tell the audience members what brings you to our show today?
Well, I've been living a single life for a long time, and I'm ready to break out of that shell and commit to a love relationship.
Well, I'd really love to hear that, Brandon. But first, we got to make sure you get that first date before you go all the way there, buddy. Brandon, speaking of first dates, could you please let us know what is your idea of a perfect first date?
My idea of a perfect first date has something to do with the water. Maybe we go swimming in a lake after a nice picnic, or maybe a nice canoe trip under the moonlight.
Well, that sounds like a first date that I definitely would enjoy. All right, Brandon, are you ready to meet the contestants?
I'm ready, Pat.
Great. Everyone come on board. And audience members, you should know that Brandon cannot see the contestants. He can only hear their voice. So based only on what they say, Brandon will be able to make his decision. At the end of the show, we will reveal the contestant that Brandon has chosen. Now, without further ado, Brandon, first round of questioning. Go ahead.
All right, contestant number 1. Pretend that you and I met the way couples meet in those romantic comedies that you see from Hollywood. How did we meet? And explain it in detail.
You see, you came to my circus where I performed the tightrope, and I fell and you cut me.
Contestant number 2, same question. How did we have our meet cute the way they meet in romantic comedies?
you were holding a book. It was a large book. And in the pages, you had a feather. And I approached you and I asked, "What's that feather for?" And the next thing you know, you're explaining in great detail all about feathers.
Well, same question to contestant number 3. What was our meet cute?
We met at a jitterbug contest, and you and I were the last ones on the dance floor, and we tied for first place.
Jitterbug. Looks like love bug might bite you there, Brandon.
Night. All right, contestant number 1. We're on our first date, and something makes you weep from joy. What is it, and why does it make you weep?
You buy a bottle of wine from my home region in France, and it makes me weep tears because I remember all my family and friends. I'm so happy.
Oh. Contestant number 2, we're on our first date, and something makes you gasp in surprise. What is it, and why did it make you gasp?
It's what you were thinking.
What was I thinking?
You were wondering if the curtains match the drapes.
Contestant number 3, we are on our first date, and something makes you afraid. What is it that made you afraid, and why?
A clown. A clown pops out, and I'm terrified of clowns. And every time I see one, my hair goes white.
You're terrified of clowns?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're creepy. Because when I was a little kid, they were in my bedroom for some reason. They were like those mobiles all over the place. And I just am afraid of clowns, aren't you?
Well, to be honest, I am kind of afraid of clowns. How did you get over your fear?
Well, my mother brought in a clown at my birthday party, and the clown had an ice cream cone and gave it to me. And I love ice cream. It's my favorite thing. And when the clown gave me the ice cream, I was happy.
Wow. I never actually did get over my fear of clowns. I just pretend to be dead whenever a clown is nearby.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That makes more sense than an ice cream cone for sure.
Contestant number 1, you work at a circus.
Yes, I do. Yes.
You're not afraid of clowns, are you?
No, not at all. In fact, I'm comforted by them. I think that there's nothing more natural than a man wearing full face makeup and a big orange wig. I love it. You know.
Contestant number 1,
Yes.
is there anything you're afraid of?
No. When you get on the tightrope, you have to commit fully, because either you make it or you die. You must commit. Commitment. That is the signal of a good tightrope walker.
You hear that, Brandon? She's looking for a full commitment on that thin, tight rope there, buddy.
Contestant number 2, what's the most profound thing someone you respect said to you when you were little, and how did that shape your life?
It was my Aunt Celia. She told me that when ghosts appear, you should welcome them into your home.
And have you seen a ghost?
I see them all the time. In fact, I'm seeing one right now.
And earlier you were able to read my mind. Are you psychic?
Well, that's how I make a living. I am.
Wow. Contestant number 1, if you and I were to date each other, would you help me learn how to walk on that tightrope?
Yes, of course. I would make you commit to it. I would make you commit to it, or else you would die.
But what if I'm too afraid to commit to it?
You cannot be too afraid. Otherwise, what is the use of even being alive?
But what if I just expect you to be a little patient and meet me where I am?
A tightrope walker never meets you where you are.
This looks like a perfect time for a private chat between Brandon and contestant number 1. Why don't everyone else go off set? Give them their alone time.
Contestant number 1, I'm intrigued and even a bit inebriated by the dizzying heights that you're taking me to. But if you can't meet me at my place, I don't know if this can work.
Brandon, listen to me. There is nothing worth living if you do not go and commit to something exciting. Because let me tell you, when you are out in the middle of that tightrope, you don't even think about death anymore. It is the greatest thrill and pleasure there ever is in life.
Contestant number 1, if I were to go out on that tightrope with you and suddenly I became very afraid and started to play dead, what would you do?
I don't know if I can do that for you. I might have to leave without you. If you cannot commit to the tightrope, then I don't know if you're the one for me.
So you want me to commit to you, but you're unwilling to commit to me?
Because you do not show the strength inside.
How can I get...
All right. Oh, that time is up there, Brandon. I'm so sorry. I know things can get heated in the private moments. Everyone else come back on set. All right, Brandon, how are we feeling so far?
Well, I'm feeling a little scared, to tell you the truth.
Oh, I see you're going back into your possum's...
I'm dead!
Well, Brandon, you can't play dead in real life there, pal. You got to face the truth. Dead hearts don't find love. Contestant number 2, you have something to say.
I know I can't see this contestant, but I can smell him. And it's a very strong odor. I smell
What does it smell like?
It smells like a death stink.
Contestant number 2, if you found me almost dead lying on the street, how would you resuscitate me?
I would reach into your third eye and I would communicate with it. And I would tell it that life is everlasting. There is no death. Do not fear. And I would bring you back.
Contestant number 2, if you were to read my mind right now, so deep that I don't even know what's going on in there, what's going on in there?
I see the color brown, and I see mittens on the floor. I see a pair of old women's shoes. Does this ring a bell?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes, when I was a child, my mother used to lock me in the closet for punishment, and there were mittens and shoes in there.
Oh, I'm channeling her. I'm channeling her now. Brandon!
Contestant number 2 and Brandon, go on a private chat. Everyone else off stage.
Get your mittens off the floor,
Mother, why are you here in this relationship with me?
I will always be with you. I'm your mother.
I want to talk and ask questions to contestant number 2. I don't want you bothering me anymore.
Yeah. What? Oh, Brandon. She's just a nightmare. Your mother.
I know. I've been trying to get out from under her thumb for so many years, but she invades every relationship I have. Contestant number 2, do you think you could deal with a man who still has his mother's tapes going through his head?
You know, it's just like having a mother-in-law move in with you. I don't know if I could do that, Brandon. I know I could help you, but I couldn't live with her.
Contestant number 2, could you help me get her out? Could you expel her from this relationship?
I can do that. It's very expensive, though.
Is that all I am to you, a mark?
All right, private time is over for now. And Brandon, there's one contestant that's a little neglected now, and that's contestant number 3. And of course, she might be the sweetest one of all, Brandon. Would you like to have a one-on-one time with her?
Contestant number 3, I don't think we need a one-on-one time. Can I just ask you a few questions now? If I were to tell you that I love you, but I don't think I could ever be in love with you, would you be my friend?
I think friendship is the most important part of any relationship, because if it doesn't start off that way, how can you possibly live the rest of your life with somebody that is not your friend? And
contestant number 1.
Yes.
If I were ready to walk out on that tightrope with you right now, what would you say to encourage me?
I'd say, come out here. It is wild fun.
And if I walked out and suddenly when I was right in the middle of the tightrope, if I started to wobble and I started to fall, what would you do?
I would grab your hand, look at you dead in the eyes and tell you, you can do this, Brandon.
And if as I'm looking down from the tightrope, that little freaky car pulls up and those gosh dang clowns come out and I'm looking at them and I'm freaking out, what would you do then?
I would tell you, you can do it. They are your friends, Brandon.
Contestant number 2, what would my mother say about that?
Let me ask her. I really don't like her, though. You can walk on a rope Brandon, I taught you a long time ago to walk on ropes, you little clown. Whoa. Brandon, are you hiding something about yourself?
Well, Pat, I think I will take that private with contestant number 3 now.
All right, off stage.
I didn't know who else to talk to. It's just that I'm kind of in this thing with contestant number 1 and contestant number 2, but both of them are freaking me out a little bit, and I'm not sure which way to go.
Well, I'll
Which
tell
one
you,
of them would you choose for me?
honestly, I would have you pick me, Brandon. I think that contestant number 2, the psychic, is a fraud. And I think that the tightrope walker is just a tightrope walker. And you need more than that. You are so afraid of life, Brandon. You need to put toppings on your life. Don't be vanilla. Be whatever you want to be. And it's okay to be afraid, Brandon, because without fear, you can't challenge yourself to be better.
Contestant number 3, I don't know what to say. I don't have those feelings for you.
I don't think it's about having feelings for me, Brandon. It's about living your life.
Can't we just be friends?
Yes, I could be your friend, but what is that without love?
All right. The round is over. Now we're going to the third part of our questioning, where actually it's reverse questioning. Each of the contestants gets to ask Brandon one question. We'll start with contestant number 1.
Brandon, have you ever committed to something?
I committed to my job. Yes, in my past, I was a circus performer. My mother taught me to walk a tightrope when I was so little that I fell off one day, and I was rescued by a clown who took me back to the clown car, and all of them were fussing over me, and that's why I'm afraid of clowns. They were smothering me just like my mother always did. So, do you think I quit? No, I committed. I stayed in the circus from the age of 3 to 27, and I never got any good at walking a tightrope, but I didn't give up, and I never ever got used to those damn clowns.
Right. Contestant number 2, you have a question for Brandon.
Brandon, first, I want to say I'm worried about you because I've seen some things. And my question to you is, can you let go of your mother?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Brandon, that's so good to hear.
Great. Okay, contestant number 3, your question.
Brandon, what fear have you conquered?
I've conquered the fear of putting myself out there with the expectation that I might get hurt. Here I am on this show in front of the whole world with my heart on my sleeve.
Well, excellent questions, contestants. Wonderful answers, Brandon. May I please have a personal moment with contestant number 2, myself? Contestant number 2, thank you. I know this is a little unorthodox, but I was just wondering that, by hopefully the off chance that you and Brandon don't work out, perhaps you, me, and Mommy Dearest can shack up sometime, huh?
I'm seeing
All
the
right,
future.
let's get back to the
Oh my
show. Let's
God,
get back
no.
on.
Oh, so ugly.
All right, Brandon, this is our lightning round of questions. You'll ask one question and you have to answer yes or no as quickly as you can without thinking. Go.
All right, contestant number 1, do you want children?
Yes.
Contestant number 2, do you want pets?
Yes.
Contestant number 3, if we were to get married, would we have the best life I could ever imagine?
Yes.
Oh, All excellent questions, Brandon, and even better answers. Brandon, this is time for you and me to have a one-on-one to really help you clear your head and help you decide who's the one for you. Everyone else off stage, please. All right, Brandon, what's going on in that head of yours?
Pat, I'm freaking out a little bit. When contestant number 2 asked me if I could get rid of Mother so she wouldn't be in our relationship anymore, and I said yes.
Yeah.
The reason I said yes was because I suddenly saw myself not with my mother, but with a woman. But it wasn't the woman I expected it to be.
Well, that's a good thing, I would imagine.
I suppose, but I wonder if it's too late.
Well, hopefully it's not too late. And what about the other 2 contestants?
I don't think they're right for me.
All right, well, are you ready to make a decision? It's that time.
Yes. Yes, I think
All right,
I am.
everyone. All right, everyone, please come back on stage. All right, I want to first thank all of you contestants for being here. Brandon is now ready to decide who he will pick. And that comes to the final segment of our show. I will kindly ask all 3 contestants to please exit the stage. And Brandon, of course, he has chosen one lucky winner. Go on. But first, we're going to bring out the first person, Brandon, that you did not choose. And that is?
I did not choose contestant number 1.
And let's bring contestant number 1. You can see each other for the first time.
Oh,
I think you had the guts to go out with me.
yeah. I don't think you and I were a real match, but I really respect you, and I hope that you and I could be friends.
Meet me out on that rope sometime.
Contestant number 1, thank you very much for being here. And Brandon, your next person you did not choose.
Well, I did not choose contestant number 2.
Number 2, I'm so sorry, contestant number 2. Brandon, why don't you tell contestant number 2 why?
Contestant number 2, I owe you so much. You helped me see deep inside myself and overcome my fears and break away from my past. But I'm afraid it didn't lead me to you.
That's okay, Brandon. I knew that we wouldn't be together.
You did?
Yes, I knew all along, but I knew I could help you.
Hey, you don't happen to be a representative of any denomination by any chance, are you?
Only one that can purchase things at 50s, 20s?
Well, any chance you might officiate at our wedding?
Oh, absolutely. I'm completely qualified.
Can I be the best man at that wedding there, Brandon?
All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much, contestant number 2. And that leaves number 3. You're the winner.
Oh,
I feel like such a fool
why?
because there you were right in front of me and I didn't see you for the beautiful woman you are.
You're so handsome. You were a clown, weren't you?
After the tightrope debacle, I tried clowning for a little while, but it was just another escape.
This is so amazing. That was the fear I overcame.
Yes.
It led me to you.
I love how both of you have overcome your own fears and that led you together. Such a wonderful union. And I want to thank everyone for being here. And of course, everyone, the winning couple gets a prize. And today's prize, you will receive a personal copy of my own book, The Complete McGroin Guide to Baby Making. That's 5 easy payments of $69, but you'll get it today for free. Thank you very much. And could I please have everyone come back on set? Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And with our traditional mating game farewell, we're going to blow everyone a wonderful kiss on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. But don't go away too quickly because we have another show coming right up. Thank you very much. All right, that was a great episode. I'm so happy for those two. And now, of course, we're going to have 3 new contestants with a completely new Bachelorette this time. And could I please have from the audience members a new series of professions that we can endow the contestants with? Again, it could be the similar as before, or you want to throw in some really off-the-wall suggestions. You're more than welcome to do that too. And now we will start momentarily for round 2 of the mating game. Again, this show has been sponsored by my personal book, The Growing Complete Guide to Baby Making. I will go ahead and put that on the screen there. My book has filled with excellent step-by-step imagery and full color photographs showing you exactly how to make your own baby. You must be at least 21 years of age to order. All right, we have a wonderful list of new professions from audience members. And now, without further ado, let's begin the next round of the mating game. Our first contestant hails from New York, and is a dog trainer. Contestant number 1, please come on screen. Hello, contestant number 1. You are a dog trainer from New York City.
That's correct.
Well, good to see you here. Woof, woof.
Be still.
Thank you. I'll behave, man. And contestant number 2 is a gene splicer from Alaska. Welcome, contestant number 2.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm excited to be here.
A gene slicer from Alaska. Looks like you've been slicing up something else there, huh?
Well, it's tough working in the lab and accidents happen.
Well, I've heard that gene slicing is a hard profession. Thank you very much, contestant number 2. And finally, our contestant number 3 is a professional poker player from Los Angeles. Hello, contestant number 3, professional poker player.
Yep, that's right.
Well,
You'll never guess my poker face.
a poker face is going to be a good face to have in this game, but unfortunately, the Bachelor cannot see you and you can't see them. But nevertheless, hopefully your poker skills will come in handy. Thank you very much, contestant number 3. And of course, now let's welcome our Bachelorette to the stage. Bachelorette, come on down. Oh, hello, Precious.
Hi, Pat. Oh, so
You're
happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here. Wow, what beautiful hair you have and a wonderful sense of style.
Oh, thank you.
Oh man, if I wish I was a contestant rather than the host right now, Precious.
Stop.
You see that you
Stop.
are a chef.
Yes, I am.
Oh, I would love a good home cooked meal. I haven't had a home cooked meal for a long time.
Oh, Pat, there's nothing like something cooked at the home on a grill.
Really?
Oh,
When
yes.
things get really hot in the kitchen, you're the one that knows how to work around the utensils?
I do. In fact, I really know how to handle a knife.
Really?
You'd be surprised.
Do you like to use butter or oil on your food?
It depends. Depends if I'm dealing with meat
Meat.
or vegetables.
Well, I'm a meat-loving guy myself, and hopefully you are too. All right, let's everyone come on stage. All the contestants, please. And again, Precious, why don't you go ahead and flip to the other side of the stage there?
Oh, excuse me.
That's okay.
Oh,
All
that's much
right.
better.
All of our contestants, here we go. And of course, again, the Bachelorette cannot see the contestants, and the contestants cannot see our Bachelorette. So, Precious, begin with the first round of questions.
Well, contestant number 1, tell me about your most embarrassing moment.
My most embarrassing moment was when I walked out of the bathroom and there was a whole roll of toilet paper that I was dragging on the seat of my pants. That was so embarrassing.
OMG.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
white carpet. Yeah.
Contestant number 2, tell me about your most humiliating moment.
My most humiliating moment was I was on a first date once and I realized halfway through I forgot to get dressed.
Oh, OMG. Wow. That's really edgy. Number 3. Tell me about your worst moment.
My worst moment was when I was in Vegas. I was playing a game and I lost $500,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I went into serious debt.
Oh, wow.
And I
Oh, my
had to
goodness.
remortgage my house. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of money. Wow. Whew.
Oof, that is a lot of money there, Precious. Looks like contestant number 3 is a little bit of a uncertain kind of slippery slope there, huh?
Really? Oh,
All right, Precious, how are you feeling so far?
it's getting hot in here. I don't know if it's just me.
Maybe it's
But-
me.
Oh,
All right, Precious. Yeah, but let's go to our second round of questioning.
okay. All right. I really enjoy spending time with my mom. In fact, we like to do lots of mom and daughter things. So, contestant number 3, how would you feel if mom moved in with us?
Ooh, that would be a big gamble, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get along with mothers very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And number 2, what about you?
I think that would be okay. Look, I may be out of my mind every once in a while, and I may forget to get dressed when I go on dates, but I'm actually a good guy. I love my own mother, and I would love yours too, appropriately.
That's nice. And number 1, how do you feel about mom moving in?
Well, I would love your mother because my mother ran away from home when I was little, so I miss her. I need a mom.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
That is very tragic.
Oh,
Well, Precious, looks like each contestant has a pretty okay relationship with your mother, if that were to be the case.
it's like a stew with just the right ingredients and just the right proportion of spice.
Oh, you like
Really?
spice, don't you? You like that soup hot and spicy.
I do actually.
Good. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. Let's see. I'd like to know, contestant number 1, what is the biggest accomplishment you've ever accomplished in your life?
When I trained a Great Dane, the biggest dog before the one that kills bears. And when he started to respond to me, it was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah,
You have to know how to talk to a dog.
you need to put them in their place.
Wow. It's amazing. What about you, number 3? What's your biggest accomplishment?
Ooh, well, one time I was playing poker with the mob and I had to bet to save a man's life. And I won! And I saved his life. He lost a few fingers, but
Oh my-
he's okay.
Well, number 2, tell me your biggest accomplishment.
I slice jeans, for crying out loud. I'm a scientist. Isn't that enough for you?
Oh,
Oh,
wow. A little edge and tone.
yeah, a little aggressive there, contestant number 2.
Hey,
Actually,
I'm sorry. It's just that I feel like sometimes I can't do anything to please you. I mean, I literally slice jeans. Do you know how hard that is?
Well, I know that when I buy my jeans, they come pre-sliced. Are you the person that does all that puts the tears and rips in them?
After all this time we've spent together, you still don't even really understand what I do.
Maybe we need to have a moment together.
Fine.
absolutely there, Precious. Precious, contestant number 2, you get your private time.
Look, number 2, I'm feeling like there's a lot of antagonism and negative energy coming from you.
Well,
What's
I'm
going
sorry.
on?
I just feel like no matter how hard I try, I never am enough for you.
What do you think I want?
I think you want somebody who can impress you new and fresh every day. Well, I don't know. I'm just a guy.
Oh, wow. I don't think you ever really hear what I'm saying.
Really?
Because,
What's your biggest accomplishment then? What's so great about you that you can ask me?
well, I won a big contest and I had to put myself out there and show them how I could cook things. And when I won that big contest, I got my own job in Las Vegas.
You see, now to me, that sounds incredible. I value that, but I feel like maybe you don't value yourself enough, and so you're looking to live vicariously off of someone else's accomplishments.
Number two, nobody's ever said anything like that to me before. You're kind of going into uncomfortable territory, but I want you to know that I do appreciate sliced jeans. I think that's great.
I don't know. If you're not able to find some sense of satisfaction with your own accomplishments, I don't see how you're ever going to find anything to value in me.
Well, who cares about recipes anyway? I mean, jeans are much more important. So,
All right. Well, unfortunately, that's our time for private time. But actually, this brings us now to our next segment, a new segment in the mating game we like to call Secret Confessions, where each contestant will have a few moments alone on set to confess a deep secret. We'll start with contestant number 3. We'll start with you. We'll go reverse. Everyone off stage.
Okay, my confession is that I don't really know how to play cards. I just bet based on what I like. And it works out for me sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing in life.
All right, contestant number 3. Thank you very much. Contestant number 2. Big confession time.
My confession is I have a girlfriend. It's not a satisfying relationship, and so I'm looking for something else. I know this is terrible of me, and I'm not really a bad guy. It's just that, I guess I don't want to get rid of the first before I know I have somewhere to land. I'm a pig.
Okay, contestant number 1. Confession time. Contestant number 2. That's a rough ride.
Well, my confession, Pat, is that I was born blind. And one day I woke up and I could see, but no one could see me.
Wow, is that kind of like a metaphor, or you were literally blind?
I was literally blind, Pat.
Oh, well, I see you, contestant number 1, and I like what I see. I need to be tamed.
Well, you need to sit and stay.
Yes, ma'am. All right, let's have everyone back on set. Okay, our Bachelorette Precious. How are you feeling?
oh, I feel good. I feel good, Pat. I feel like I'm on the right track. I feel like, when the sauce is simmering on one side and the meat is sizzling on the other.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Ooh, you like that meat red hot.
Yeah.
Contestant number 1.
Could I have a moment with contestant number 2?
Yes, you can. Off stage, please.
You've been saying the most incredible things, and I wondered if you feel invisible because you don't have an eye.
I feel like I'm always hiding behind this patch.
It shows in your answers.
Look, I'm not who you think I am. If you're expressing some type of interest in me, that's real nice, but you don't want to walk down this alley.
Tell me why.
'Cause I'm a liar. I'm not a single man. I have a girlfriend. She's at home. I told her that this show was not even on TV, so she wouldn't ever watch it and see me on it.
So you're trying to prove something to her.
I'm just unhappy with her and I'm looking for something else.
Wow, so this is how you tell her. No
Oh,
wonder you're
listen, that's what I'm telling you. I didn't tell her. I'm lying to her.
Wow. All right.
All right, that's our time for that here. Now let's flip to our new segment of questioning now. This is the reverse questioning segment where each contestant gets to ask Precious a question. We'll start with contestant number 3.
Precious. Ooh, I love your name.
Thank you.
Would it be cool if after we go on our first date, if I came over to your house and I brought like 5 to 15 friends of mine and they stay on our couch for like 3 months?
Well, first of all, I only have a love seat. And, look, no, I can't do it. Too many people in my house. I can't handle it. No.
But Precious, have you ever considered that they could also sleep in our bed?
This is getting really uncomfortable.
You know, contestant number 3, you're welcome to bring your friends and yourself to my bed anytime you want. Contestant number 2, your turn.
Precious, what would you say if I told you I have a girlfriend?
I would say that you lied to me.
I did lie to you. I'm sorry.
I would say that you're not living an honest life, and I don't know if you're going to find anyone that wants to be with you until you can do that.
Okay, but don't you understand? You're the first one that I'm telling this to. Well, I told it to contestant number 1, but that wasn't because I was interested in her. You're the first one I'm confessing it to because I want to be real. I don't want to hide anymore.
I appreciate that, number 2, and I don't think it's good to hide. But I don't like it when people lie to me.
I will work every day to make it up to you. I will go home, break up with my girlfriend right after the show, and I swear to you, I will never lie again if you could only see it in your heart to forgive me this one time.
Number 2, I don't know if I can do that. You just cut the wrong nerve.
Ooh, yeah, those are some tough things to deal with there, Precious. And contestant number 1, what question do you have for Precious?
Precious, have you ever told a white lie? And if you have, are you okay with that?
That's a deep question. Okay, look. When I was a girl, I played the piano, but not very well. And there was a play, and I was supposed to play the really fast songs. And there was another pianist who played better than I. And when it came time to do the fast songs, the other pianist played the fast songs. And my piano teacher was there. And later she said, I couldn't hear both pianos during the fast song. Which piano were you playing? And I told her that I was playing the fast song. Is that a white lie? Is that a white lie?
That's a straight up lie.
All right, we've come to the next round of our show where each contestant gets to have a one-on-one time with me, Pat McGroin, so they can air out all of their thoughts. We'll start with contestant number 2. Contestant number 2, how are we feeling today?
I feel like we're not yet private, Pat. Now that we are, I feel like an idiot, like I blew my big chance. Finally, I found someone that I really, really love, and I started the whole thing off on a lie.
Well, Pat, you know, there, contestant number 2, we don't We don't always put our best foot forward, but that doesn't mean redemption is not just right around the corner, but you did come out and confess, so I commend you for that.
You think she'll take me, Pat?
Well, I don't know. I can't promise you anything. That's for her to decide. Thank you very much, contestant number 2. Contestant number 1, could you please come on board? All right, contestant number 1, how are you feeling?
I don't feel good, Pat. The story that she told about the piano player, it rung true with me. That happened to me, and I was the fast piano player. It was me.
But at least she had the courage to confess that white lie to you there, contestant number 1. That should count for something. And contestant number 3, come on board.
Hey, Pat.
Hi.
Hey, would you like to make a bet with me?
Oh, I'll bet with you any day.
Okay, great. How about 5-to-1 odds that Precious chooses nobody?
How about a better bet? Why don't you and I get together after the show and play some strip poker?
I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, let's get everyone back on board now. All right. Okay, Precious. Now this is your time to have a one-on-one with me if you need it. If not, we're going to go to our lightning round of questioning.
Pat, I
Yeah.
need just a moment with you.
All right, one-on-one time with Precious. Okay, Precious, I know this is a hard group to select from. What's going on in your head?
I'm really looking deep inside and realizing that I've been shallow and I lied. And how dare I make a judgment on somebody else like that?
I
Do
hear you.
I feel terrible.
Well, if anything that we Precious is that we're all just human beings and we're all looking for love. And sometimes we will bend the truth, sometimes even completely break the truth in order to get that love. So I see a commonality between all of us here, including myself.
You are so profound.
I am very profound, Precious. And if you want me to be even more profound, why don't we hook up sometime after the show? And I can get
Wow.
really deep. Really.
I read your book, by the way.
Oh,
really
yes.
It's
Thank
really
you very
good,
much.
actually. Yeah.
It comes from personal experience. All right, let's get everyone back on board. Okay, Precious, this is a lightning round question. You get to ask. Oh, I see contestant number 2.
Just before the question, I just have an announcement to make, and that is, while you two were in your private chamber, I ran off to the payphone back by the green room, and I called my girlfriend, and I broke up, and I told her that I'm not coming home, whether or not I end up with you, Precious. I'm putting myself out there that much, and I just wanted you to know that.
Wow.
Good for you.
Good job, number 2. Wow. Okay.
Well,
Oh my
Precious,
gosh.
this is our lightning round question. You get to ask one question, and each contestant has to answer yes or no quickly. Go.
Oh, okay. Can it be an either or question? Would that be
Yes,
okay?
you can. Yes.
Okay, number 1, Snickers or Milky Way?
Snickers.
Number 3, banana or orange?
Banana.
I knew it. Number 2, corn on the cob or hot dog on a stick?
Corn on the cob.
Well, I was not expecting these immense answers there, Precious. Okay, I'm going to ask all of our contestants. Number 1, you have something to say.
I have something to say to Precious. Just one thing. Rhapsody in Blue. Does that ring a bell?
Your voice sounds familiar, number 1. Wait a second. Eugenia. Eugenia Fields from the 4th grade.
Right.
Oh my God.
Played it. I played Rhapsody in Blue fast. It was me.
Eugenia, I am so sorry. Oh my God. OMG. I never was able to apologize because I could never admit that I did what I did until today. And now you've given me a chance to say I'm sorry.
I was hurt for so long. I could not stand to hear that song anymore, but now I want to go home and play it.
I know you can do it because I know I can't. Eugenia, you were always so much better than I was.
You had the potential.
My fingers were too stubby. That's why I'm a good chef, because I don't have a lot to cut off by accident with the knife.
You had everything going for you. You didn't need big
Wow.
fingers.
Wow, this is a very touching moment we have here, and I would love to keep it going, but for sake of time for the show, I'm going to cut that short. If there's anything else anyone wants to say, final words, say it now.
Eugenia, we need to get together later, okay? Coffee?
Well, we'll talk about that soon, Precious. Now, if I could ask all three contestants to please go off stage, because Precious has now decided, hopefully, who she wants to be with. Precious, do you have who you have chosen in your mind?
I do.
But before you say it, we're going to first bring out the first contestant with whom you have not chosen. And that contestant is?
Okay. I always get my odd numbers mixed up. And it's number 1.
Number 1. I'm so sorry.
Number 1, Eugenia, you know, you are a wonderful person, but the spark wasn't there, and we have that history, and I want to be your friend.
And I would have just been resentful. So yes, I'm happy to start over again. And
Well,
let's
that's
start
wonderful there,
start
Eugenia. I'm
with-
so sorry.
chopsticks.
Oh, together, a duet.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, contestant number 1, for being such a gracious loser. And who's the second person with whom you have not chosen there, Precious?
Pat, it's number 3.
Number 3. I'm so sorry, contestant number 3.
Number 3, you have a beautiful personality, I can tell. And you're a risk taker.
Yeah, I am. But if
I
I
just-
were to gamble on the outcome of this show,
Yeah.
I would say I lost.
But I would say, why don't you come over later, number 3, and you could win.
Maybe. Good night.
Good night, number 3.
Night,
And that
3.
leaves our contestant number 2. Come on board.
Number
Oh,
2.
wow. You're beautiful.
You're amazing. And you have a beautiful eye.
And you have beautiful hair.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I couldn't have imagined a better match. And today's grand prize for you two is $5 to use on the snack machine out in the lobby. Don't go crazy now.
I wonder if they have trail mix.
Oh, they don't. All right.
Oh,
Buy you trail mix any day of the week. I promise you, I'm going to be the most honest, open man you've ever seen in your life from now on. And I want to put my genes together with yours real fast.
Oh, easy there, big boy.
number
All
2.
right, congratulations to Precious and contestant number 3. Could I please have everyone else on set? Well, I want to thank all of our contestants for being here today. Congratulations to Precious and contestant number 2. Hopefully you'll have a long and fruitful life together. And I want to thank you, the audience members, for taking your time to watch this wonderful show. And with that said, let us give a mating game goodbye kiss. 1, 2, 3. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time for another new episode of The Mating Game. Thank you very much.
And that is our show, everybody. Thank you so much for being out here and watching. On the count of 3, everybody, let's take a big bow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater. Tonight's show, The Mating Game, was conceived of and directed by Valerie Regalia, contestant number 3 down there. Awesome job, Valerie. Thank you for leading us through this. Thank you all for being here and watching. We are back next week, Thursday at 4 o'clock with another edition of The Mating Game at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And then Friday at 7 o'clock p.m., Valerie and I are coming back with with another performance of The Life and Adventures of Peppermint Jones, a two-person show in which Valerie plays 12, 15, sometimes 20 different characters. So please come back to Synergy Theater Online next week, Thursday and Friday, and watch those shows. Synergy Theater teaches improv classes. If you think improv is fun, it is. And if you think you might be able to do it, you can. If you want to give it a try, we have improv classes for every level, from pure beginner to seasoned professional. Go to synergytheater.com, click on that class page, and take an improv class. We'd love to meet you and work with you. Also, Synergy Theater is a nonprofit arts organization. Like nonprofit arts organizations all over the world, we are suffering quite a bit from the pandemic that is preventing us from being out there on stage and earning our living the way we like to do it, by going out into the schools and the libraries and offering youth outreach programs, offering our classes in our studio, and performing for our live audience at the Leisure Center. If you are able to help us continue bringing these free shows to you online for as long as we all have to be inside, we would appreciate that very, very much. Our shows online will always be free, but if you can help us, then we would appreciate that. Please go to synergytheater.com, click on Support Synergy Theater. Any amount of money you can offer us will help us continue to bring these shows to you. Folks, thank you so much for being here. I hope we will see you next week. Stay safe. Synergy Theater loves you. Good night.